Hi guys, Shaun from Optics. So today we've got the 10 to 60 by 56 from IOR. This is their brand new Invictus, and this is the one I mentioned a couple of weeks ago on the Crusader 2 video, and it's finally arrived. I haven't shot with it, haven't done anything but take it out of the box and sort of speak to IOR about the concept, and I'm just going to run over the features of it and just explain to you what this model is going to be best suited for. So as you can see, as always, like every IOR, it's very big and chunky. This, I would say, is probably their longest scope that I've seen. As you can see, the barrel focus being removed on this, so we can't class this as a Terminator 2.0. Basically, even on the Crusader 2.0, I wouldn't really say it was a 2.0. I would say it's just a side focus version of the Crusader with a lock-in turret, as they are two different scopes. Optically they're different, and this is going to be very much the same with this brand new Invictus from IOR. So this is good that they've named it differently, so there's no sort of confusion that it's going to be a step up over the Terminator. It's a different mag range, and this scope is designed for multiple disciplines, whereas the IOR is very much a long range, extreme range target scope. So this Invictus has been a concept for quite a while now, and it's something we wanted to feed back to IOR, was the fact that the field target market in the UK especially, and even across the world, is very popular. And with John's background and with his knowledge of what is needed in a field target scope, we always said IOR would be very good sort of company to create a field target scope, because they have that German shot glass, which we knew was brilliant, the resolution's there, and the mechanical ability of the scope has always been guaranteed. So this is very much sort of a long range scope, but also hopefully will work very well for field target use also. So the one thing I did spot was the fact that when it came in, we did give our feedback with the fact that the coil erector spring system is very large, so we were worried about obviously the fitment of a Parallax wheel. But it looks like, from actually taking the scope out the box and looking at the instruction manual, that the concept here shows they have got a side wheel. And I spoke to them and asked, look, how are we going to fit the side wheel to this scope? And they said they are making a side wheel, and there will be one available in the next few months. So they seem like they can get past this coil erector spring problem, and I'm sure the guys who make the aftermarket ones can come up with a system that will also work. John will be taking one of these out and actually putting it through its paces, just down to the fact of checking the temperature shift and just seeing how it really does work in the field target world. But with that sort of brief run over of sort of the idea of the scope, I'm going to just run over the features and sort of give you a basis of how this will operate. So as always, got the fast focus diopter adjustment. We've got the new branding, which is just located here. Simple IOR logo. We've got the 10 to 60 by 56 magnification. And we then move forward onto the magnification ring, and like I said, it's a 10 to 60, and what makes this differ from a lot of other second focal plane rifle scopes, and like we've seen in the previous, in the IOR Terminator, is the fact that they have a reticule in this scope that will subtend at different magnifications and different increments of measurement. So at 17.5 magnification, this reticule internally, which is an MOA based ret, the lines in that ret will subtend at 0.5 mrad spacings. We then move up to 30 MOA, which this reticule will then subtend in true MOA. And we then move up to the full mag, which is 60, and the reticule subtensions will mean half MOA. So, and this quite clearly marked. It's a bit different to the Terminator, where we had that indentation between each magnification. However, this is clearly marked with MOA being marked in red, and in the half mil rad subtensions, we've got it marked in blue. So it means throughout the mag you can use the reticule to make adjustments when you are shooting for hold-offs and holdovers. We move on to the actual main tube of the scope. It's a 40mm main tube. It gives the shooter 80 MOA of internal adjustment, and on the windage we've got 20 MOA. So not as much as the Terminator, which is boasting over 100 MOA, but as I said, it's an increase in magnification. So usually an increase in mag reduces that internal adjustment. And because I think IOR have geared this for more of an air rifle based scope, not saying this is, as you can see, it's extremely chunky, so there's no reason this can't go on like a free freight lap and not hold its own, but because they are looking to try and break into that world, they don't need that huge internal adjustment range. So we then move on to the Parallax. The Parallax is situated here on the side. Previously on the Terminators, we would have seen it on the larger Terminator, the 12-52. It was up here on the barrel, and this is always a problem for the field target guys, just because you basically, you were leaving your shooting position, you couldn't get a side wheel to be able to adjust the full way round to get you focus at different ranges. So obviously it's much more convenient and easier to have the Parallax here on the side. It comes down to 8 meters and goes out to infinity. And hopefully, like I said, we'll be seeing that side wheel come into play in the next couple of months from IOR. And I guess once this does get out there and we get clarification that it is good for field target, that this scope will then, we'll be seeing some larger aftermarket wheels once they work out how to get around the big coil erector spring. We then move on to illumination. It's just a rear standard side illumination. It's got 11 steps. As we move forwards or move across onto the elevation drum, this is a zero stop turret, and it's 8 MOA clicks on this turret. We've got the dual zero indicator here, and we simply just reset the zero by taking the grub screws out of the top turret here. So very similar like we see on the other IOR scopes. The actual differing thing between this and the other models we've seen is the fact that the elevation doesn't have that locking mechanism that we would have seen on the Ranger and the Crusader 2.0. But very positive clicks on this. As said, it's 8 MOA, it's counterclockwise, and you still have that dual zero indicator here. And it's simply just, it will just adjust round, and a positive click on that. And we move on to the windage. White is right, left is red, and that's just simply color coded there. And as I said, we've got 20 MOA of adjustment left and right on that. We move on to the objective. Is a big 56mm objective, and you've got something here which is using the brand new shot glass, and the resolution and the clarity, just picking it up and just having a brief look through it, it's very bright. It's very similar to the rest of the IORs. It's actually not too fussy either, so that's quite good for a high magnification scope. But like I said, we're going to get out to John, and we'll also send it up to Richard Hutton to test it out for the longer range use, and John will be doing the field target based shooting and sort of give it a run through its paces. In terms of 40mm rings, a set of 40mm rings is included with the scope like every IOR we supply. However, they will be Picatinny based, so you will have to either use a set of snapping adapters to convert those 40mm rings to 9-11, or have a Picatinny rail or a Weaver adapter, 9-11 to Weaver Picatinny adapter on your air rifle to be able to convert it. And that's just down to the limited choice of 40mm dedicated 9-11mm rings. We also get a nice sort of ARD kill flash short sunshade here, including the box. And that sort of summarises the IOR. As I said, it's brand new from them to 2020. It's a 10-60 by 56. It's illuminated, 8 meters minimum parallax distance, They are bringing out a sidewheel for this scope. It's a 40mm main tube with 80 MOA of internal adjustment. It's 1/8 MOA clicks, counterclockwise, and it's got the brand new shot glass, and you've got a second focal plane Christmas tree reticule that is MOA based, but can subtend at multiple magnifications, so you can do your sort of calculations on different mags to be able to achieve your hold offs without having to dial. That summarizes that Invictus scope. If you want to look at the rest of the IOR range, head to the website, check out our videos, and we'll make sure we keep the content coming. Cheers.